All right, so all of our teardrops are made with materials to last time. For example, our sidewalls, our ceilings, our fronts, our backs, our galley doors are all made out of a 6061 aluminum. 1/8-inch wall. This is what aircraft are made out of. They say in a million years when they excavate our time, whoever they are, we are going to be a layer of aluminum. Of course, my joke is that our customers will be sitting in their teardrops. So we are doing everything we can to make these trailers last generations. Along with aluminum, we also use steel to weld our trailer frames. And our trailer frames are mitered corners, reinforced where they need to be for axles. You'll see, for example, over here, we include a 2-inch receiver on every teardrop. Now, this receiver is probably better than you might have on your Jeep or your pickup truck in the sense that it's a 2-inch pipe, 24 inches long, and welded multiple places. So it's a very strong receiver to hold your bicycles or tow something else behind you if it's legal in your state. So we start again with these great materials. The sidewalls, I want to point out, we have our profiles bent for us. So this is a Mount Massive or a Summit sidewall. Here's a Canyonland sidewall. So they're all bent to our exact specifications and then dropped into a jig like we see over here. So it'll drop into the jig, fitting perfectly, and then we cut the aluminum typically 1.5 by 1.5 with an 1/8-inch wall, pop it in there and then weld it all together to create this really strong structure. Additionally, we'll also put a gusset from the sidewall that ties to the ceiling. So not only is the ceiling welded to the wall, but it's also got gussets that hold it strong in 4 places. So we don't recommend this, but if you flipped over your trailer, it wouldn't become a yard sale. The entire trailer would stay together, which is important. Again, built to last generations. And it's not just in case you flip over your trailer, it's so that you can put as much weight as you need to up front. The limiter there as far as how much weight can you put up top is actually the suspension. How much will the suspension hold? So this is the metal shop. Let's go look in the wood shop. All right, and this is the safest way. Sorry, again, active shop. Yep. All right, here we are in the wood shop where this is going to be the front of a teardrop. And as we look at our layer here, we'll see aluminum members. These will tie into the sidewalls and be welded all together. So our first layer of wood, which is nice and flexible. Our second layer of wood in this scenario is going to be hickory, and it's all going to be cut so that the grain matches as it goes around here. And we'll see this in the finished teardrop here in a minute. And of course, the window will be cut out here. Here's an example of the hickory going on. Again, the aluminum here, 1.5 by 1.5 with 1/8-inch sidewalls. It will form our structure, but we'll have this beautiful finish inside the cabin. You'll see in a minute. This is actually where the stargazer window goes. So it's upside down right now, of course, as we fabricate it, but this will be a panel. Our teardrops are made of basically 6 panels. Sidewalls, front, a top, galley door, and bifolding doors. So those are all the panels that we use to bring up the walls and the ceilings and such of a teardrop. All right, so here's our wood shop. Again, precise work being done by craftsmen as we watch. Thank you, gentlemen. Our wire harnesses. So this board allows us to create wire harnesses for our trailer frame, for our sidewalls. They're all put in and they're all tested. So there's also a test program that goes with all this to light up lights. Basically, this light lights up as we test the different harnesses and making sure all the connections are good. These harnesses are delivered as parts to our friends over in the panel department where they make the panels. All right, we'll go over to the trailer frames first. Yeah, here we go. So active workshop here. So this is all happening in real time. This is the result of our trailer frames when they come back from powder coating. So there's a steel bottom on this guy here, which serves as a skid plate. You'll also notice over here on the edge here, where the tube could be open, we end cap that because we don't want moisture to get into any of these tubes and rust from the inside out. Modern suspension. This is a Timbren axle-less suspension system, and this is a 3,500 pound suspension with a 5,000 pound spindle. You know, we don't recommend you get your trailer on one wheel, but if you did, you wouldn't have to worry about the spindle snapping for you because it's 5,000 pounds. Your trailer should not weigh more than 3,500 pounds. All right, and there's insulation here. We insulate the trailer frame. We've dropped in the modern buses, if you will, and we have 3 buses here, wire buses, one for a 12-volt system, one for a 110 system, and one for the trailer lights. We also have our under-the-floor storage all shown here, and this particular customer is getting the water option with 11.6 gallons of water under the floor, over the axle, and insulated for, you know, winter time.
Real winter time.
Yes, sir. All right. And over here in the panels, we don't really have any panels being made right now. Just a couple of galley doors that are fabricated over here. But here we have panels that have gone up. And, you know, this is the aluminum sidewall. And if I were to pull this back, you can see the insulation in here and the fact that it's all foil tape. So it's literally an airtight cabin that we make for you for 4-season camping. And various layers of material that provide shear strength and also make sure that you know, all the material we put inside these sidewalls will not allow mold or mildew to grow. Many of our customers or competitors will actually use plywood right here. So this would be plywood in most teardrop trailers. The gotcha with that plywood is moisture, if it gets into the sidewall of your plywood, it's going to balloon open, mold and mildew are going to grow, and it's not going to last. Again, we make ours out of aluminum to last generations. This trailer's actively being built. It's taking the trailer frame. We're still waiting for the axle for this one to actually come in. Now, one of the things we're waiting for, pardon me, is the appropriate bolt pattern to be here with this guy. And this customer has a lower garage. So while he's getting a big beefy trailer, he's limited by his garage height. So instead of a 45-degree pitch, he's going with a 10-degree pitch. So it's going to lower his trailer overall. He'll still have gobs of clearance, way more than his Jeep or his Land Cruiser. And of course, we're going to match his bolt pattern of his vehicle.
That's really resourceful.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And you know, the guys here are actually working the interior. We spent a lot of time on the woodwork. It's really a cabin. You know, you can think of a cabin in the mountains, but this is a camping cabin. So it's your bedroom, it's your dining room area, and I'll show you all that here in a moment. But as the team wraps the trailer, you know, they've taken the welded structure, they've finished insulating it, and now they're putting in aircraft grade rivets to hold it all together. Nice. Under here, of course, we have a window that's installed, the top up there, and by the time the day ends, this will be all wrapped and waterproof so that all the waterproofing can dry and we can water test it tomorrow. Nice. Now, in this process, we're making 3 trailers a week, which is practicing lean manufacturing. This is an example of a finished trailer, again with the hickory, the bifolding doors in the galley. The power supply we see down here is a Goal Zero Yeti 1000. That actually will go inside the cabin. However, our customers also have the option in the back. And in this scenario, they want their refrigerator to be on the cooler on this side, and they've added drawers here for pots and pans and such.
Very beautiful wood too.
Thank you. Yeah, the hickory is really a tough wood. It's really a nice wood. By the end of the day, the fenders and the wheels will all be on this guy, and the interior will have its mattresses put in and such. And additionally, things like ergonomics. If you're bringing kids camping with you, the door's going to get swung open, right? We got to make sure that door hits a bumper, or that door has a clip, so if the wind's blowing, you know, that door's not rattling back and forth. Of course, our doors are fully insulated as well. A box on this one, lock and roll and hitch on the front. You can see the windows, the stargazers, the roof rack. Yeah, we make those here. They're all welded with that same great aluminum, and that's powder coated. They're also a little taller than most roof racks, so that if you are putting a tent up the top, you can still open your ventilation, your vent up top.
And that vent is actually really cool.
Yeah, that fan or that vent will move 300 cubic feet of air per minute. So you can you can camp on a hot day somewhere, open the shady side window, turn on that fan, and that temperature inside will rapidly drop as that fan pulls in the cooler air, if you will.
You guys do vestibules here too?
Yeah. This customer has them on both sides, but we do a lot of different configurations with all that.
270 over there.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, so these are the trailers about to roll out the door. That one will be done tomorrow as well. It'll be water tested, it'll finish its test procedures, it'll have its wheels on, the interior will be done, it'll be water tested and ready for a customer to pick that up on Saturday. On Saturday. Wow. So 3 trailers about to roll out. This is this week's work.
That's awesome.
Isn't that, thank you. Lean manufacturing, something we've reinvested our net income into.
Right, and everything's made here in Colorado.
Yes, it is. As much product as we can use locally is what we do. So our aluminum is bought locally, our steel is bought locally, our wheels, we're actually Discount Tire's biggest customer here in town. Yeah. And you know, the wheels, we use true off-road wheels. We don't use trailer wheels because trailer tires wheels are super cheap. They're made with a bare minimum of quality because typically trailers are light. Ours are light, right? However, our customer base is going off into our backyard, right? Over the Continental Divide and such. So we need quality wheels and tires for them to enjoy the outdoors. One tire will actually support the entire trailer weight-wise, right? Of course, we have 2 of those.
Yeah. Very tough.
All right, and then we'll go look into the showroom at a finished trailer.